We're live. Hey, if we're a few minutes early, so we always like to just come in a few minutes early and say, hey, and good to see you out there today. Um, we're excited with you. What we got on the side here already, for those of you who are here early, we have the spreadsheet. That should be a live link that you should be able to click and download the spreadsheet if that's something that you're interested in. You don't necessarily have to have it for the webinar today. Just you might want to get it afterwards, or you might want to just follow along. But we'll try to put stuff up on the screen the best we can. We hope our lighting's good today. We've been spending a lot of time working on our lighting, trying to get this thing working with the background. I'm probably going to have to move back, but we're okay for today, I think. This is Coach Manny. We're about 2 minutes from starting. So if you have any questions or you just want to say hello, just use the chat box on the side there, and we'll say hi to you. We're excited to be here, as always, right? I mean, this decision-making process, the book, I got some great help from a lot of you, and the book's coming along real well. So for those who aren't familiar with all that yet, remember that you can get in on the team. We're writing a book. We haven't got a title, which is one of the things we're looking for help with. We haven't got a cover, which we want you to review and work with us on. You get a free copy of the book at the end. You may even get to put in some comments into the book. So if you want to be on that team, just send me an email, Manny at MannyNowak.com. And if you're on here, you should have the email. The one that I sent you. Just send me an email with a subject basically saying, hey, I'd like to get in on that team, and tell me why. And then we'll see, if we can get you in. It is open to people who really feel energized and want to get involved, because we always try to put out the best product. And I think getting input from all of you out there makes the product even better. What are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about decision making. So I'll do a couple more housekeeping, and then I think we'll roll on to the tool. And here I got to make sure I'm just, that's why I like to get on early. I like to just make sure everything's working the way we want, and we can go from there. Yeah. It is 12:05. It is time to get rolling. It's Coach Manny on the weekly hangout. We are thinking of possibly moving to doing Facebook Live here shortly, but and I may actually, it's one of the things I was going to play with today. I may actually do part of this session and we'll flip it into Facebook Live. So we'll see how the session goes as to whether we can do that or not. I know some people have already asked, hey, why can't you do this thing live on Facebook at the same time? Well, we can, but it works a little different, and I don't want to get into too much conflict. But decision making, that big thing there that's stopping so many people from, I call it, from progressing to where they should be. So today, excuse me, I've got a little tool that I'm going to share with you. And that little tool, basically, what it does is it helps you in making decisions better. I know that's pretty interesting when you think about it, because some of us struggle on making those. All right, I'm trying to do something here now. We were going to try to do that Facebook thing we talked about. Let's see if we can actually go there. Yeah, we could go there if we wanted to. So let me just leave that there for a moment. I hope you're seeing us, and I hope you're excited. We're here every week, and if you missed some of it or you missed part of it, just go out to my YouTube channel, Manny Nowak, and you can pick it up because we'll be there. Or if you want to watch it again, we leave it up there for a little while for you to watch, and then we take it down, of course, and put it into our new member site, which we'll talk about at another time. I've been talking enough. Let's get to decision making today. Sparked up, ready to go. Make a decision, will you please? How many times have you pulled your hair out when you're in a meeting and people can't make a decision, or nobody's leading the meeting, or you're not able to just say that? And that's something that can drive you a little crazy. So today, when you're done here today, we're going to have you being able to make faster and better decisions by simply using a little tool that we have. So, okay, let's try this. All right, let's go. All right. Hey, it's Coach Manny, and we're on Facebook Live and Google. So we hope you're watching us today. We're talking about decision making and how do you get better at making decisions. How do you get better at making decisions? Let's see, that didn't work real well. And so I'm going to end. There we go. All right. We're going to try it again. Okay. Let's try this again. I know. Delete. There we go. Delete. All right. I know I'm going around in circles here today, but hang with me, please, because we got some great stuff for you. So let's go figure that out. How are we going to make the decisions, and how are we going to make them better? And I appreciate you guys hanging with me and gals hanging with me today, because we're trying to get, let's see if we can get this working now. There we go. I'm about ready. Okay. 3, 2, 1. And now we're on both platforms, and we're glad you're here. Okay. So we're on Facebook Live. We're on Google Hangout, and we're here today talking about making decisions. And we're glad you're here with us today, because we're going to share with you a tool that will really help you in making those decisions better, faster, and quicker. And that tool will help us. So what's holding you up from pulling the trigger on the decision you know you need to make? How many of you know, I got to make a decision, but you're not moving forward? So what I want you to do, I want you to stop thinking about it. I want you to stop thinking so much, because so many of us spend so much time thinking about it and we don't do anything. All right? And what I want to go back to is, we're not born that way. I mean, when you think about it, we're not born unable to make decisions. You take a look at a newborn, and are they able to make decisions? You better believe they are. And not only are they able to make decisions, they're able to make decisions quickly. Just look at that newborn. We actually watch them, and it's not that we teach them to make decisions. We teach them not to make decisions, don't we? The newborn baby has no problem. I'm hungry. I'm crying. And guess what? We're going to feed that baby. And guess what? You feed the baby, right? As a child grows up, grows a little older, he says, I'm going to roll over no matter what they want me to do. I don't feel like sleeping on my stomach. And what's that new baby do? That new baby rolls over. Doesn't have any problem making the decision. Makes the decision quickly, simply, and easily, doesn't he? So why is it so hard for us to make those decisions as adults? What happens in that process that takes us from being able to make decisions so easily into the realm where we struggle with it? We have a hard time. Why is that happening all the time? You know, that baby, as it gets bigger, it decides to start crawling, right? And it crawls up in the chair, and it just makes the decisions. This is what I'm going to do. And it does it. And so what I want to share with you today is a little tool that's going to be real simple. And we're going to give you a link. For those of you with us on Google Hangout, you can see the link on the side. We'll put it up on the Facebook Live thing when we're done here, so you can download it. But we're going to show it to you on the screen. You're probably not going to get it on Facebook, but we'll show it to you on Google Live. And this tool will take a simple decision, and we'll walk you through it. And if we have some time, maybe we'll walk through 1 or 2 other decisions to try to make it more effective for you. But let me get back to the main point here. And I'm struggling a little bit here today because I'm trying to do this on Hangouts, and we're trying to play a little bit with Facebook Live at the same time. So if you have any questions, just roll them in, and we'll see if we can get there as we roll along. But, you know, what happens to us? Why do we lose that ability to make decisions? Because we continue in our process to teach people to follow instead of lead. And if you look at our education system, and I'm not picking on the educators or the system, I'm just saying it's not there to make you make decisions. It's not there to allow you to fail and be okay. For those of you who have read my book, Failure Creates Success, you know how I feel about that. It's okay to make a mistake. It's better to make a decision, because what happens when we make the wrong decision? Hey, guess what? We just make another one and it fixes up, right? Let me share a story with you. And it's a real simple story on decision making. And, you know, I taught my kids how to make decisions really well. And yet still, sometimes they have a hard time. I was with my oldest daughter. They were over for Christmas. We're having dinner, and the question comes up, are you going to the shore this summer? I'm not sure yet. I think so, but I made a decision yet. So we asked that question again in March. Are you going to the shore this summer? Not sure yet. Ask that question again in April. Are you going to the shore? Not sure yet. And, you know, it's Jersey, right? I mean, what's going on in Jersey, right? If we don't make that decision quick. So I forgot about it. She calls me back late June. Hey, you know, we're having a hard time finding a place down the shore. You got to make a decision. And I know in many of your businesses out there, you all are dealing with the same issue, an inability to make decisions. So what we're going to deal with today is a real simple, we're going to run you through an example before I run out of time, right? Run you through an example of buying a new car. Let's say you need to buy a new car. And that's the decision that you need to make. Now, for those of you who have the spreadsheet, because I put the link out there earlier, or those of you who are watching this as recorded, you can pick up the link at the bottom. But I'm going to share this with you. And it's simply, if you don't have the spreadsheet, what we're talking about is really take a piece of paper and at the top put the decision you need to make. String a line down the middle, and on one side of it, I want you to put pluses, and on the other side, minuses, and that's really it. For those of you who have this sheet, let's bring it up, and let me share it with you. And I hope it comes up right, because I always have a lot of issues when trying to share these spreadsheets. Make decision. There we go. All right. Now, what you should see on your screen, yep, there it is. I hope it is this is a spreadsheet. And we put it in a real simple spreadsheet, and we have 3 spreadsheets there, actually. The first spreadsheet is the instructions. This is how you use it. The next spreadsheet is the example that we're going through today. So if you want to see it, you can actually see it on the screen. And the third spreadsheet is just a blank that you all can use. So when you're using this technique, and, you know, it's good to write things down sometimes, especially if you're dealing with decisions that are pretty complex. But the process is the same, whether you write it down this way or you learn after a while how to think this all through on your head, how to make those decisions just mentally, and you're still going through the same process. So the process here is, remember, at the top we wrote the decision we need to make. Buy a new car, yes or no. Now what we're going to do is I want you, in any decision that you make, what you're going to do first of all is you're going to think about what's the positives about making this decision. What are the positives about making this decision? So that's what you write in the first column. What are the positives about making this decision? And in our case, we're talking about buying a car. So what kind of stuff is positive when it comes to, should I buy a new car or shouldn't I? Well, very simply, and I'm not going to put this up there for you yet, but I'll show you this when we're done. But one thing is, I don't have to pay maintenance for a while, right? That's one of the positives about making a decision. No maintenance cost for a while. What's another one? Oh man, I just love the way a new car feels. That's another positive, right? I feel great about how a new car feels. So stick that on the positive side. What else? Well, a new car shows that I'm doing well. And I'm a salesperson and I'm always got to show people that I'm doing well. So that's another positive. What else? Well, safety. Safety. New cars, the newer the car, the more safe it is. Safety. I can feel safer for my family. So what I'm doing here is I'm just writing about making the decisions. What are the pluses to me if I make this decision to buy a new car? What else? No worry about being late or breaking down, right? And if my boss already told me if I'm late again, I could get in trouble. I might lose my job. We all been there before because you know what kind of cars we had to drive in the past sometimes. Or maybe we're dealing with it today, all right, that we're still worried about it. And the last one, let's do one more. I could take a trip, all right, because I got a new car. Now I can take a trip out there and I can drive a lot more. So that's another positive. So I listed all those things on the left-hand side, and then I go to the other side. And what I want to do on the other side is I want to talk about, well, okay, what's the negative about buying a car? And, you know, when I looked at this, there was really only one negative we had to deal with, and that was, well, I'm going to have to make a car payment. Wow. And that could be a negative because today I don't have to make a car payment, or I'm going to have to make a bigger car payment. That may be another negative, but that's really all I found. So I got this sheet now, and in front of me visually, I can see, or mentally, and let me put that up there for you because I want to share this with those of you who are on Google on the Hangout with us today. So let me see if I can bring it up here again. And share it. Sometimes I get into trouble over here. There we go. Make a decision. Nope. There it is. Make a decision. Spreadsheet. Of course, it's right there in the front, right? All right. So let me share. So there's what it looks like. And you may be having just a plain piece of paper, and it's okay either way. But the decision is, should I buy a car? The positives, the negatives, and then what you need to do, and you can do this mentally, or you can actually write all over the sheet. You look at this and you say, all right, what else? What do I understand? Well, I am tired of paying repair bills. So I think that really has a lot of weight. I'm tired of not being able to take that trip because I really wanted to do it. So I put that up there. But then on the other side, you know, I'm happy not having a car payment. And I'm now going to have a car payment. But on the plus, I can afford it. And if I'm late again for work, you know, my boss is going to give me a hard time. And you can see on the screen there that I actually added another column to the tool, which allows you to put that over there and just put those comments in. All right. Based on all that. Now, let me stop sharing here. All right. Now, based on all that, what are we going to do? Are we going to buy the car or we're not? Now, based on what I come back from this with is I'm going to buy the car because I can afford it. So I've got the money. All the positives are there. So I made a decision. Now, think about that. This is no different for any decision you make. Now, once I made that decision, I have to make another one, don't I? Now, am I going to buy it or am I going to lease it? And then again, I could create the same kind of thing. I could create a spreadsheet over there the same way I did this one. But what I want you to get from this today is this is a simple, easy, quick process which you can use if you are struggling. And I know because if you know, this is actually going in a new book we're doing. And if you've been with us over the weeks as we discussed all this, you remember my story about Nate and how he busted my chops about not making a decision and how I just couldn't come forward and make a decision, but he taught me. Well, This sheet that I'm sharing with you today comes from another mentor of mine through history, which if you're going to hear me talk about in the future, because we're going to put a chapter in the book about him, Vince Buckley, who was my boss at Boeing and actually showed me this technique. But it's so simple. Now, so when you're struggling, and I know there's a lot of you out there struggling because it's the number one problem with middle management in American business today. And it's the reason middle managers don't get to the top. It's because they can't make effective decisions. So if you're letting that hold your career or your life or your growth back, I want you to take this sheet and I want you just to start using this little sheet here and just to see what you can do with it and watch what happens. You're going to be amazed. It's an amazing tool. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop the Facebook broadcast. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. I think that's all I need over here. And let me continue with you all. I hope our Facebook fans enjoyed that today because we enjoyed, well, we'll see how that works out. But for those of you still here on our Hangout, we're happy to have you here today. We're excited to have you here. We hope that you have enjoyed this sheet. We hope this little link over here on the side. And if you're watching this on replay and you don't get the site, I don't know if you do or not. I don't think so. It's at the bottom. Or if you're watching this, just take the link, download the tool, and watch what happens and what you're able to do. Because remember, and I want to bring that up one more time because I think I want to just repeat. We got a few minutes left, not much, but I just want to go through there one more time so you can understand. We did here is at the top of this sheet, and this example is actually in the download, so you don't need to copy it because at the bottom here, you can see we have instructions. All right. So even if you just download this thing, it shows you how to use it. It shows you exactly what I did on this video. And of course, you can watch the video. Then there's the full example. And then there's actually a sheet here that you can start using to do this. Now, if you have any issues with making decisions, start using this and watch what happens. But let me go back. Real simple here, right? Should I buy a new car? Sits right at the top. Whatever decision. Should I lay off these people? Should I hire a new salesperson? Should I hire some new people? Should I spend the money for this training? Whatever the decision is, you put it at the top. Then all the things that are positive or pluses of making this decision. If I make the decision in this case, man, I don't have to pay any maintenance. I get to drive a new car. I don't have worry. I can get to work on time. I'm going to keep my job, all those things. And then, of course, the negative is, I'm going to have to make a car payment. And then over in the column 3 there's some analysis there. All I did really, and usually you'll probably just do this in your head. You don't necessarily have to write it. But it's simple analysis, which says, I'm tired of paying for repairs. I want to take the trip. If I don't fix this car, I'm going to get in trouble. And then at the bottom of the sheet, and I always like to write this because historically you can keep it. And then when somebody says, why'd you make that decision? You can go back here, right? You said, well, here's the facts I had. Or if your boss or somebody or your partner or somebody asks you, why'd you make that decision? Well, let me show you the spreadsheet. Wow, what do you think about that? And so I always put here, I'm going to buy the new car. And remember what I said too, that once you make a decision, that's a wonderful thing. Well, what happened there? All right. We were trying to, there we go. Okay. I was stopping the screen share there so we could go on. So this is a great tool for you to start using. And again, let me just do a housekeeping here for a minute. We're doing these on decision making week in and week out. And one of the things that we're doing is we're showing you the chapters and all the stuff that's going to be in the book. We're asking for your comments. One of the things I said for those who were here early, I said, one things we're doing is we're looking for people to join our team. At the end, you get a copy of the book. You may get some comments in the book. You get to help us decide the cover, the title, all those things. We're looking for people. So if you're interested in being part of that team, just send me an email, and the email address is there. If you're watching this, you know the email. And just send me an email with the subject, say, hey, I'd like to be on the team, and then tell me why. Everybody can't get on the team, of course, but we're looking for people who really want to be here, who are really energized, who are ready to rock with helping us do this book. And I hope what I gave you today helps you in making a decision. And if it helps you in making just one decision, it's going to be a tremendous thing for you, isn't it? It is. Coach Manny, I'm excited every week to be here. I thank you for joining us today. I hope I didn't distract you too much with going to Facebook. I got to see how that thing looks over there. We got it over here. We're here every week for you with another hangout. And if you got something out there you want to be a guest on the show, and I actually I'm bringing Carol Ann in, and if you watch her email, you'll see me. I'm helping her promote one of our new tools. She's going to be joining us in the next couple of weeks live here. If you want to join us because you have a great skill, great products, great something, and you want to show it to the people out there, come. I'd love to have you as a guest, especially if it's something related to sales, decision-making, leadership. Send me an email. Get on the list. Again, get a copy of this spreadsheet. Start using it. And as my great friend who has since passed, Burl Walk, said, go out today and create a better world. This is Coach Manny saying, I'll see you next week.